Dorian Thompson-Robinson will get the start tonight. Do you think, and I know you've addressed this on your show, you think he should replace Josh Dobbs as the backup? I will remind everybody, last year everybody was talking about Josh Dobbs. Should he replace Jacoby Brissett because he played so well in preseason?
I think the big difference, though, is there's not much of a difference between Josh Dobbs and DTR. And what I mean by that is there's not a big experience gap. Like when it was Jacoby Brissett, Josh Dobbs, we were comparing what we were seeing in the preseason versus like 4 or 5 years of starts from Jacoby Brissett. Like that's a known quantity. We know what you're getting out of Jacoby. You know what to expect. You know what to build out of him. With Josh Dobbs and DTR, both of these guys are relative unknowns. I think Josh Dobbs just got his first full game as a quarterback in the NFL last season, right? He's been in the league for like 5-6 years. He's played maybe 7 quarters of football in that time. So there's not this giant experience gap. And honestly, you have no idea what you're getting out of Josh Dobbs if you have to throw him in a real NFL game. The same way you don't know what you're getting from DTR. And at this point, since that's not a big factor, I would say whatever happens in the preseason probably should dictate what happens with the backup quarterback position, because I would feel more comfortable with DTR. Maybe not if he had to come in during the middle of a game, but let's say if Deshaun had to miss a week, if we need to start somebody and had a week to prepare, I would feel more comfortable with DTR in the game based on what we've seen. And it's not just because he's looked good in the preseason, it's how he's looked good in the preseason.
I understand what you're saying. The only thing, everything's a little bit faster and a little bit more complicated. And I know Dobbs hasn't had a lot of game action. I could see where if they made the case they feel more comfortable with Dobbs, I would understand it. If they feel more comfortable with DTR, I'm good either way. I guess what I'm saying is, whichever way the coaching staff goes, I'd be fine with.
Yeah, it's just there's not enough experience there for us to feel like we're missing out on anything if Josh Dobbs is not the backup, or if he is, because again, we have no idea what both of these guys are going to be in a real NFL game. We can only project. And I can understand why somebody would be like, hey, if we got to project, why not put the young guy in at the backup position?